Hi, and welcome back to Thone's James Nibbles number 11, Wisdom for Our Life, part 3 of 4, Understanding God with Wisdom. Again, we're studying James chapter 1, verses 2 through 8, and so we're going to be talking about the viewpoint from earlier Christians now, what some of our ancient fellow Christians said about these items of wisdom. Why is this in the Bible? We see the unchanging meaning of God's wisdom for us. And so if we look at something which somebody wrote nearly 2,000 years ago about the subject, and now something that perhaps was written a few days ago about the subject, and we look at the unchangingness because God doesn't change. The communications, we are avoiding condemnation. The application to me. An ancient faith look at James's first thoughts on wisdom, and this is by Cyril of Alexandria. The daughter is really full of pride, for if you have not believed that God will hear your request, you have not acted in such a way as to avoid being condemned already by the one who tests everything. The doubter has become double-minded, even without wanting to be. It is therefore necessary to condemn a plague as dreadful as this. This comes from the volume called Catena, C-A-T-E-N-A, written by Cyril of Alexandria. So what are we talking about here? The first observation is that Cyril saw the issues of the day when James was writing from a much closer perspective, and he is also talking about worldly, ungodly influences in people's lives and how to avoid them. So it's the same thought we were just talking about in yesterday's lesson anyway. God leads us with understand that one of the responsibilities of salvation and then discipleship is your following what the Lord's wisdom has taught you. If we are trying to lead people towards salvation or trying to teach them after they are saved, we need to understand that we have the responsibility to follow the Lord's wisdom and what He has taught you. That we can't invent our own story and teach scriptural understanding with our own story. We need to, with the best of our ability, translate and connect together the actual wisdom that the Lord gave us in His scriptures and the situation which we are teaching or preaching about. So, interesting. My response to this is, Lord, thank you for giving consistent answers through time, that we might build our knowledge from then to now with no conflict. And that may be one of the most important things of this whole thought is It's got to be correct. And it's got to be consistent. No matter what commentator we read, if he is a true commentator, there will be a consistency with what he says and what the Scripture says and what someone else who was writing excuse me, on the same subject 1,500 years ago or 2,000 years ago was saying. God doesn't change. His reasoning doesn't change. And if it changes in the commentary, that means that shame on the commentator. We'll talk to you next time.